So what is a fraudulent conveyance or fraudulent transfer? A fraudulent transfer, fraudulent conveyance, or fraudulent conversion, now called a voidable transaction, is when someone transfers a non-exempt asset, such as cash, stock, or real estate, with the intent to delay or hinder collection by a creditor. Hi, I'm the business guy, and today we're talking about fraudulent transfer. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please click the like button so it can help more people like you. And you can also click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll get notified. The important thing to know is that fraudulent conveyance is a civil remedy only. It is by and large not a crime. As the largest asset protection company in the nation, I've never heard of any client going to jail for it. The creditor's only remedy, and this has been established by many appellate decisions, is to undo or reverse the fraudulent transfer, which means that the debtor is in the same position he was before he made the transfer. I've been in the asset protection business for over 30 years. We have over 65,000 clients and have done tens of thousands of corporate and trust filings. And whereas a handful of states have added this to their criminal code, it typically deals with a very specific intent. And because of fraudulent transfer laws, many domestic or U.S.-based asset protection trusts do not tend to work very well because a judge can easily undo the transfer. Whereas an offshore trust is outside of the local court's jurisdiction, and your local courts do not have the right to issue court orders to foreign trustees, which is our foreign law firm. So the term fraudulent conveyance sounds scarier than it really is. It is simply a civil matter and typically not a criminal one. So in my experience, it's usually better to do it and then make them fight for it than it is to roll over like a dead dog and leave the assets lying out there in the open. Put up a fight. Make them work harder to take your assets than you had to work to earn them in the first place. Fraudulent transfer laws are statutory, meaning they are written in the law books, and our local fraudulent transfer laws do not provide for criminal remedies. And they do not give the ability to assess additional damages or fees against the debtor. Now, there are certain drawbacks to attempting fraudulent conveyances that involve friends or family members. These people will often end up in a fraudulent transfer lawsuit. So what that person ends up doing is dragging loved ones into their problems. That is, people who tried to help you by receiving your assets get stuck with huge legal bills. And that will likely not be a happy conversation on Thanksgiving Day. So don't transfer assets to friends or loved ones. Don't transfer to your spouse. Dragging your wife into a lawsuit does not boost the romance. We also get questions from attorneys and accountants as to whether they can get held liable for assisting a client in making a fraudulent conveyance. The answer here is no. For example, the Florida Supreme Court dealt with this issue specifically in a dispute between a debtor and a bank. The court held that there is no liability for a third party, such as an attorney or accountant or financial advisor, in assisting or conspiring with a debtor to make a fraudulent conveyance. In California, there may be discipline for attorneys assisting clients in fraudulent transfers. And that is why we have so many attorneys around the country referring their clients to us, since we do not have those concerns. However, for attorneys, be careful that you only give legal advice, because if you become a party to the conveyance, you may have civil or ethical liability. For example, don't put the conveyance from your client into a trust account knowing that the intent is to avoid a creditor. If you have assets that you want to protect and you're not sure what to do with them, but you see that just giving them to someone else isn't a good idea, give us a call at 1-800-830-1055 or visit assetprotectionplanners.com. This is the Business Guy.